This was the second game. I was paired against an unrated 17-year-old girl. You know, the thing is, when you play against a master, there is a database on ChessBase that you can just open and see what they play. But when you are playing against an unrated opponent, then you cannot really look them up in ChessBase. No, actually you can't, or it's very rare if you can. So I looked her up, just be hopeful. I found nothing, obviously, no online account. So how can you prepare to such a game? I will be honest, I didn't prepare much, because what is there to prepare? I don't know what she will play after e4. I know I will play e4, and whatever happens, mentally I just said, okay, if she plays e5, I will play that. If she plays c5, I will play that. If she plays a Caro-Kann, I will play that. So I was just relaxing the whole day before the game. And I didn't lose my motivation after the loss. I stayed strong. I was like, okay, not a great start, but not a terrible one either. I lost in the opening because I made a bad choice, but it was a tough position, so I didn't lose my spirit. I went there and I was like, okay, I'm gonna win, no matter what. Since I was playing against a lower rated opponent, my objective here was to play a great game. If I win, that's nothing, I get nothing. I don't get rating points, I get nothing, really. If I lose, then that will be sad, right? So I played e4, she played e5, and I decided I wouldn't go for the Ruy Lopez. Why? Why would I go for the Ruy Lopez? I decided I would play the center game, which is not the most accurate opening out there. And she played bishop d6. At this point, I was like, bishop d6. Okay. I'm also out of theory at this point because center game goes like takes, knight c6, queen e3, and then we play. Then we see what happens. But she played bishop d6, which is a bad move because you leave your bishop in on c8. This c8 bishop is screaming with the d6 like, hey dude, what are you doing there? I want to get out at some day. Why would you do that? And here I was thinking out of theory. And I was like, okay, fine. Let's play knight f3. Computer says I should have taken here, takes, knight f3, and now this bishop again has to move or play knight c6, and take. This is what chess.com engine says, and now play f4, just gaining some tempo here, I suppose. But I was like, okay, let's play knight f3. I don't want to take that yet. She played knight c6. I played d5 now, just attacking this knight and asking some questions. She played knight e7. And here I was like, okay, now she has some trouble developing on the king side, so I will just play bishop g5. That was my thought process. Computer obviously says a3 is the best move. a3. Yay, follow the opening principles. Yeah, let's go. a3, best move, yes. So I played bishop g5, winning the knight, creating some trouble there, and I'm trying to ask her to weaken herself, because now this knight cannot get out because I take, and now I will play knight h3, have a beautiful outpost on h5, and we see how the game ends. She didn't play that, and of course if she goes knight h6, then I capture here, and story is more or less the same. And again, this is just horrendous. The king is horrendous. Everyone is horrendous on the black side. So she cannot develop this knight. But if she won't develop that knight, how will she castle? And she can also play f6, but I was kind of hoping for f6, because that's a weakening move, right? Then she won't be able to put knight f6 anymore, so she will only be able to develop the knight through h6, but then again, I will just eat it. And that will be it. Of course, I think I would have come back to e3 and see what happens here. She played h6. I said, okay, since you play h6, I'm not going to go back to e3, because again, I want to keep an eye on that horsey. No developing here. As long as I stay here, no developing on the king side. So I played bishop h4, keeping the pin on. And again, if she plays knight f6, I will just say boom, takes, And again, this pawn structure is terrible, and it's questionable where she is going to castle. Right? Now it's really difficult to continue the development. Computer says h5 is the best move, probably to get the knight out, or play f6, but everything is dubious. If f6, then the light squares are on just fire. I will move this knight away eventually and say hi with my queen. I wasn't afraid of anything at this point. And then, surprise, she played knight g6, which is a blunder, of course. Probably she forgot about the queen and the pin over there. I took my time a little bit to be respectful, and only then I took the queen. King takes d8, and I will show you the rest of the game. I don't plan to spend too much time on this game because I'm a queen up. I played bishop d3, normal developmental move. Here I didn't overthink my moves. I mean, everything is winning at this point. I'm a queen up. She played knight f6. I castled. Let's put the king into safety. She played c6, and I was happy with that because I need to reach the king, right? And I need open files. Computer says taking is not the right move, but practically talking, I want to open the files at my opponent's king. She recaptured with the d-pawn, and now my queen is suddenly looking at the king. So I played a sneaky move, bishop c4, attacking the f7 pawn, and sneakily attacking the d6. Well, I suppose she did ask, what's the purpose of this bishop move, right? Which is attacking the f7. And I think she didn't think it through, that the threat was a bit more complex, so she played rook f8, defending the f7, and I captured on d6. She played king e8. I played rook d1. She played bishop g4, and I was like, okay, let's checkmate that king. I played knight c3, finishing the development, again, potentially bringing my second rook into the game. Again, there are hundreds of ways to win this. I picked my way. Knight e7 she played. I could have taken here, but I just really wanted to checkmate as fast as possible. Rook d2, rook d1, and then checkmating on d8 was my idea. She played c5, probably trying to bring the knight in there to c6. And now there is mate in 6. Honestly, I was not aware there is mate in 6 here. I just played what felt right. I gave check. She played knight c6. I captured the bishop. Pawn recaptures. And now there is also knight takes c5. Computer says that would have been the best move. Here I personally, again, I did not think too much. Here I just, again, wanted to finish the game fast. Queen takes c6. Check, which is a normal move again. There could have been bishop d7 here, probably the best way to defend, although it's still a hopeless position. She played king e7, I played queen d6, because I didn't want her to connect the rooks and the pair on d8, so she went back to e8. I wanted to keep that rook there on f8, I said, you stay there. I played knight b5. Trick is, I want to deliver knight c7, checkmate. Now, the only way to defend against this is knight d7, but then I would have captured here, and it's game over, really. Well, she noticed this checkmate. She played rook c8, but this is just mate in 2. I did give this check. Only way to react to this is rook takes c7, but now I just played queen d8, checkmate. I was happy because it was basically a free day.